Hey guys, how's it going, and welcome back to another fantasy football video. If you're an England fan like me, you'll be waking up pretty happy after England beat Colombia on penalties to make it through to the quarter-finals. And as for fantasy football, it's getting tougher moving into the next round. I'm out in Portugal still, so this video will be done on the fantasy football app. If you don't have it, I suggest you download it. But before we take a look at my team, let's take a look at the leaderboard. Still up at the top of the leaderboard after 3 rounds, this guy has been at the top. Ing Ali Adel 2 is still number 1, 62 points this week and 286 overall, with a 20-point lead on second place. To big up to him. He's been top of the leaderboard for a while now, so he's obviously doing something right. If we take a quick look at his team, he had Mbappe in as captain, which was massive, 24 points from him, and he had a lot of Brazilian defenders in there who all got clean sheets. 62 points from the week, looking very decent, and we've now got 3 transfers to make moving into the quarterfinals. I said it was 5 in the last video, it's actually 3. So it's getting very tough to start predicting what is going to happen and which teams you want to try and follow into the final. If we take a look at my team, I got 43 points, which was 20 less than Ing Ali Adel 2, which isn't great. Harry Kane saved me, to be honest, with his captain. He got the goal. And apart from that, not great. Lindelof from Sweden got me a clean sheet. I had my bench boost played as well, but really didn't find the points. Moving into the next round, we get 3 transfers, and then the following up to the semi-finals, you get 5 transfers, and then into the final, you get 5 transfers. So it's tough, but you basically need to try and predict who is going to be getting through these rounds to follow those players through the tournament, because once you get to the final, you don't need your bench. But moving from the quarters into the semis and you only get 5 transfers, it's a risky move, but you might consider backing a team quite heavily that you think will progress. Uruguay and France, that's a very tough one to predict. I'd go with France. Brazil, Belgium, I mean, these are the 2 games that are really tough to go for. I think I would go Brazil. Ing Ali Adel 2, as we saw earlier, has heavily backed Brazil, and it's likely that he's done that for a reason, because he is trying to follow Brazil to the final. The other quarterfinals, Sweden, England, I'm hoping England get through. And then Russia and Croatia. Russia did a fantastic job knocking out Spain, but you'd imagine Croatia would beat Russia. If we take a look at my team now, I actually did use my wild card, so I had unlimited changes. You guys are only getting 3 transfers, so you can pay 4 points to get an extra transfer in. I was tempted to actually leave the wild card for the semi-final, but I'm behind in the points. I'm not doing great in the league. I needed to just go for it. So as you can see, I've gone with penalty takers for starters: Neymar, Kane, Griezmann, Modric, Granqvist, the Swedish defender who takes their pens. And as you can see, I've quite heavily backed England as well, with Kane, Lingard, Maguire, Pickford and Trippier. So not only do I want England to win for our sake, my sake, but for the fantasy football, I'm hoping they can progress. Same again, I went for Neymar and Coutinho, 2 Brazilian players, Griezmann, Pavard, the cheap French defender, 3 Croatian players. So really I haven't backed Uruguay or Belgium actually at all, so it's a risky move. But like I said, I'm behind in the points. I need to just go for it and hope that the players I've picked do make it through to the next round. And then once you hit the final, you don't need your bench anymore. And that is where I'm going to leave it, guys. Like I said, that is my team there. Went for the wild card. I felt like I needed to get it used before the semis, even though I only would have had 2 players not playing if I hadn't used my wild card. But I'm making the steps now for the later stages, basically, and it's really tough because you are trying to guess what is going to happen. I mean, Russia beat Spain. If you had Spanish players in your team, that is really unlucky, and no one would have seen that coming. And same with the France-Uruguay game. Any of the games are really hard to predict. But like I said, I'm down on points. I had to just go for it. You've only got 3 transfers to make, or you can pay 4 points to get an extra transfer. So if you've got your wild card, I think it could be time to get it out there, unless you somehow manage to get every player in your team through to this round and you can save it for the semis. That is it, guys. Like I said, if you haven't joined my league already, make sure you do so. The link is down in the description. But thank you all for watching. you've got a few days to make your transfers now before we kick off with the quarterfinals. So yeah, good luck. We'll see if Ing Al-Yadel 2 is still number 1 at the end of this round as well, and maybe I can finally have myself a good week in this fantasy football. But thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later.